Hey fight fans, welcome back to the channel. We've got a very, very special guest today. He is the founder of Eclipse Fight League, Mr. Sven Grant. Eclipse Fight League is happening this Saturday, the 6th of April, excuse me, at 7 p.m. Sven, it's good to have you and welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me and giving me the opportunity to chat to you.
I've been a Muay Thai fan for quite a while, on and off. I'm not going to proclaim to have watched all of the Muay Thai events, but obviously as an MMA fan and meeting a lot of the fighters, I've always had a good appreciation for Muay Thai. When did you start Eclipse, and why did you start Eclipse?
Well, we started in the height of COVID. So basically, COVID hit everybody. I was on the board for Muay Thai at that stage with my partner, Brett Clark, who was the president of the board for that stage for Muay Thai South Africa under IFMA SOM. And everybody was at home. There was no sport. The fighters were getting fat and lazy. There wasn't anything going on. So we said, hey, let's start a fight league.
Nice. And since then, you've obviously, now this is your 10th event, I believe. How have the events been up until this point?
Well, it's been quite a learning curve, I'll be honest with you, and the growth has been phenomenal. We've been tremendously blessed, especially now with a lot of new sponsors joining us, walking the journey with us. So we first went from that COVID space where we basically had the fighters, everybody was wearing masks, everybody was testing, staying away. It was a very unique environment not to have spectators shouting and to do that, focusing on a live audience, just still providing the sport to the fans and the spectators. Then we evolved from that, obviously, into the ability now to have spectators to come join our events. We started off first at Warrior Sports Gym, with the events in the gym, bringing in the whole lighting, the crew, the videos, everything. And we expanded then up into Barnyard, where we're now doing our events at Barnyard Melon. Fantastic facility, great parking, suits the brand well. And we've just been living our life in the journey and riding this train to wherever it goes to.
Mm. Oh, that's awesome to hear. Yeah, those years of COVID, I mean, for everybody was crazy. I can just imagine what it must be like fighting without a crowd, and now to actually have a crowd again is awesome, especially for the fighters, because when you get to land shots and things like that, it's always probably nice to have a good reaction when you have a good shot. When you're on the receiving end, probably not so nice, but yeah, and obviously for organizers and stuff with the vibe and everything, because in Thailand it's quite a vibe when they have these fights. I mean, there's music playing while they're fighting, and crowds love Muay Thai there, right?
Yeah, well, it's in Thailand, it's part of their blood almost. It's a national sport. It's like rugby for us in this country, or cricket kind of situation. They really live and breathe it. So the whole stadium, every time in the Muay Thai fight, if somebody lands a nice knee and oi, and oi, they shout and they make these sounds. Mm. And it spurs on the fighters as they fight. And then back to what you're saying about the music, it's actually very interesting, is that each round has a tempo to it. So that music that we're playing in the Muay Thai fight has a drum beat tempo. So Muay Thai fighters normally start the first round feeling each other out, a little bit lighter, second round building up, third round they will come for the KO and to finish strong. So you'll hear that music build up as the fighters play, and then the audience builds up with it. It's a phenomenal event to be in an environment that is so live. It is just unmatched, in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't know that, because I obviously, like I said, I don't proclaim to have watched every single Muay Thai event that there is, but that's actually very interesting, because I didn't know that they had the different tempos for the different rounds.
Yeah, normally they have like a live band there that will be playing, and they'll be watching the fight, and then if the fight starts picking up its tempo, the drum beat picks up and the flutes are playing, and it's really an energetic, high-paced martial arts. So it is, for me, I love Muay Thai. I'm a Muay Thai fighter. That's what I love to do, and I love Muay Thai.
Yeah, it's definitely entertaining to watch. I mean, I've had this conversation with a lot of people. Like, obviously, mixed martial arts encompasses everything, and with the growth of the UFC, that's now big. But I think as a secondary sport that can also grow a lot globally, I think Muay Thai is probably the next big one. And maybe for me, I like jiu-jitsu a little bit, not more than Muay Thai, but I like doing jiu-jitsu. So I think the combat jiu-jitsu aspect, that's also quite nice. But Muay Thai itself is, I mean, just the fact that, kickboxing is a little bit maybe more, I want to say, flashy. But the fact that you can, get in the clinch, you can use knees, you can use elbows, and Muay Thai is just a little bit, for me, a little bit harder, like in the actual martial art. The shots are harder. It's kind of like going through someone more. So there's a lot of room for growth, and it's very entertaining for people who have watched it, before. Is it a big sport in South Africa as well? Because we've had some very good Muay Thai fighters. I know you said you've also done Muay Thai before. Is it that big here, or is it still sort of a lot of room for growth here as well?
I think it's kind of like a dark horse, if you want to look at it that way. It's quite still small in South Africa. People don't know much about Muay Thai. Like if you say Muay Thai, oh, it's a nice Thai, and we don't have that culture yet built behind it, but that's growing. People are starting to see Muay Thai. They're starting to get more of an affiliation for stand-up and the stand-up art forms. K1 kickboxing for me is also exceptionally close to my heart. So I love K1. It's a fast-paced fight. It's beautiful. Muay Thai is totally separate. Muay Thai is an art form all on its own. The fact that you can have 5 different fighting styles within Muay Thai itself just gives you a glimpse into the fact that there is these multitude of fighters out there. So in South Africa, we're still small, we're still growing. EFL is the biggest event promoting Muay Thai under IFMA in South Africa and SAMF, and we're growing. I have fighters coming all the time, signing up, registering. We have trainers and coaches that go and give their time to fighters. So we're really trying to develop the sport. The sponsors that have joined us, like Zimplex and Gillette and Powerade Zero, KitKat Cash and Carry, they are actually the drivers behind us making it go forward. And now with the Thailand government coming involved and the tourism authority with their huge prize for Muay Thai, it's showing South Africa that, hey, look, we've got a product, we've got a promotion that allows athletes to fight on the highest level, generate an income, and win prizes that can be life-changing to many people.
Most definitely. I'm glad you brought that up, because that was going to be my next question. The prize. So how long exactly do the winners get to go and spend in Thailand training, and then where are they going to be able to train?
So you're trying to peek the prize out before we announce it.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know. Sorry.
This event that we're running now on Saturday is like our prelim event. We're doing the 8-man elimination knockout. So 8 guys get together. They fight until the last 2 are standing. Once you know the last 2, they'll fight in August again on the last event, the finale, where the prize will be announced and so forth. But to let a little bit of the cat out of the bag, you're looking at a minimum of about a week in Thailand, all trips paid, flights, accommodation paid for, and training in a camp. That's the kind of prize we're looking at. So for a fighter, for example, some of the athletes have never left South Africa. Their dream is to fight in Thailand, to train with Thai trainers. Could be life-altering, career-changing for fighters as well.
Most definitely. No, most definitely. I mean, like I just spoke to Don Madge a couple of times, and, on the podcast, and then also not, just at events and stuff like that. And he spent quite a bit of time in Thailand. And I mean, that's obviously where, you get to, and I've had other friends that have gone to Thailand to go train and stuff. And I mean, it's where the sport began. It's still massive there. So it's definitely going to be life-changing. Is there sort of, and again, I don't know if this is not information you don't want out there, but is there going to be maybe an opportunity to sort of filter fighters through, maybe to go fight at some of the stadiums, or is EFL's global, right?
Yeah, so EFL's local. We're a South African brand through and through, but we are a springboard for these athletes into international promotions and so forth. So we are building fighters. It's quite a path to take from amateur into pro-am into professional. Because not only do you change as an athlete within the different levels of your fighting, but you start to learn that you're a brand, that you need to grow presence. You need to be online nowadays, social building. So we really try and help all our athletes the most we can in guiding them on their path to build that brand as a fighter. We grow from development, youth. We identify top in amateurs, under 18-year-olds. I mean, we had 2 youngsters fight in EFL 9 or 8, I believe it was. Phenomenal fighters. We give them the opportunity to come and fight with us and to get onto the big stage, be in the lights, learn a bit more. So when they get to seniors, they are comfortable, they're stronger. So not to waffle, we try everything we can to grow the sport, help athletes, spread our knowledge, just be there for our athletes. We are fighters ourselves, so we know what it's like to be a fighter, what it's like to cut weight and to hours and hours and hours in a gym just for a fight that lasts 10 minutes, for example. So we are, it's like part of our blood and our ethos. So we just really are behind our guys 100%.
It's when I spoke to Don Madge, we were talking a little bit about sort of like promotions versus, world championships versus stadiums. Are the stadiums still the biggest places to fight at in Thailand, or has, like a promotion like one, sort of, not, I don't want to say overtaken, but because the stadiums obviously will always be there. But is it still the most prestigious to be a stadium champion, or have other promotions sort of become as prestigious?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I can only answer you personally. For me, as like being a fighter, it would depend on me where my core fighting lies. Going to a stadium, fighting in Phuket, Bangkok, with being a Westerner, fighting in a Thai environment against Thais is maybe more life-changing for me than coming into a big MMA promotion if I'm a true Muay Thai artist. But don't get me wrong, one championship is phenomenal. The numbers that they get, the exposure you get as a fighter, the money that you earn is really next level. So I think it's shown a evolution of Muay Thai from the old traditional Muay Thai into a newer space. But there is still that heritage and tradition and respect for the art that I believe a lot of true Muay Thai athletes want in their repertoire of achievements.
Fair enough. I just want to touch again on the 5 styles of Muay Thai, because I'm just going to learn here as well. What are the 5 styles, and just like sort of the differences, between the different styles? And do we still see people? Do you still have people started to combine the styles to become more effective, or would it kind of still be like that's that style versus that style when you see people fighting?
Well, it's kind of evolving. I mean, I'm not on the spot here. I don't know all the styles off by heart. I know you get Muay Mat, for example, which is a very aggressive style, lots of hands, lots of punching. You get Muay Thai, which is more of the kicking range and so forth. You get an elbow and a clincher striker that comes in using his elbows and his knees. You get Muay Famir, which is more of like a trickier fighter that can adapt his style in the fight itself. So basically, you're looking at either you're a highly intelligent, tricky fighter that can change your pace, change your tactics to match your opponents in the ring. Either you're a very strong kicker, like Bukhao was, very hard with the leg kicks, using the range, using your kicking power all the time. Elbow and knee guys, using your range, coming into the clinch, controlling with the clinch, utilizing your elbows for the cuts, for the knockout, for the aggressive spacing. And in that tactical pushing forward fighters, the Muay Mat fighters, very aggressive, Rokotang, for example, pushes forward, fights hard, always in your face, never gets out of your face kind of thing. So on the night, we've tried to give a mix of these different styled fighters. And if you go to our Facebook page, we've actually profiled each fighter and their fighting style. So it's written a little bit about the different style of that athlete. Some athletes combine 2 styles together within a fight. So it should provide for a very entertaining matchup, having these different styles in the Muay Thai ring come Saturday.
And I'm sure, like, depending on how the fight's going, you might adapt your style and have to switch it up and, combine different styles, maybe be a little bit more aggressive, as you say, and then other times have to hang back. It always inevitably ends up having people switch styles.
Yeah, you go back to where your strengths are, where your home is basically as a fighter.
Lastly, where can everybody catch the event other than being there in person? You've got a live stream, I think, on the YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, so Eclipse Fight League on YouTube. If you can't make it to the event, you can watch it there for free. We do live stream the entire event. It's got sports commentary on it, everything going on that informs you of what's happening. If you can get to the event, come to Menlyn Barnyard. You can go to the Menlyn Barnyard website to buy tickets. Go to eclipsefightleague.com, our website. The tickets available there, as well as our Facebook page. Come and just support us, subscribe, come and watch the fights, support these athletes. But if you can get there, come live it, come feel that energy, come feel the floor vibrate and move as these fighters fight and the crowd grow phenomenal. So that's my little pitch to everybody. Come buy your tickets, come support us.
Yeah, get your tickets on eclipsefightleaguesa.com. Check out Eclipse Fight League socials. Check out the live stream. I'm going to be in Cape Town, so I'm going to watch the live stream, but hopefully can make it up there one day to come and see it in person. I've actually never been to a Muay Thai event, and it is different in person, as you say, all combat sports. So definitely be keeping an eye out, and thank you so much for your time today and giving us a little bit more of an insight into not only Muay Thai, but also EFL as a promotion.
No, thank you very much for having us, Anya, and everybody involved from EFL, the Thai government, the Royal Tourism Authority says thank you for the opportunity, and just thank you for your time. Hope to see you again.